Hello and welcome. Previously, we discovered how the sunshine vitamin shapes your bones, heart, and mood. But the story of vitamin D runs deeper into your immune system, your lungs, even your brain. I'm Dr. E.I. Williams, and today we continue our exploration, unveiling how vitamin D deficiency may quietly raise your risk for autoimmune disease, cancer, respiratory illness, and neurological decline. By the end of this video, you'll not only understand the science, but also learn practical, doctor-tested steps to protect yourself and those you love. Let's start where this journey began, the skeleton, but through a different lens. In children, severe vitamin D deficiency leads to rickets, a condition that softens growing bones, bending legs, and delaying growth. In adults, the same deficiency causes osteomalacia. Bones ache, muscles weaken, and even standing up feels like lifting weights. This disease can be very devastating. In the last couple of years, I have seen patients with osteomalacia. In fact, I remember one of them vividly. He could barely stand for long periods. His vitamin D level was 11 nanogram milliliter. 3 months after supplementation and sunlight walks, she said, "Doctor, I feel like I got my legs back." That's the invisible power of the sunshine vitamin, restoring strength at the molecular level. But bones are just the beginning. The real marvel is how vitamin D helps your immune system distinguish friend from foe. Imagine your immune system as an orchestra. Vitamin D is the quiet conductor keeping every instrument in harmony. When levels drop, that harmony fades. The immune system starts attacking its own tissues, triggering autoimmune disorders like multiple sclerosis, rheumatoid arthritis, or lupus. In a 2022 publication, researchers in Nature Reviews Immunology described vitamin D as a master regulator that enhances regulatory T cells, the peacekeepers preventing self-destruction. It's no coincidence that regions with more sunlight exposure, like the Mediterranean, show lower autoimmune prevalence than areas farther from the equator. One of my younger patients with early rheumatoid arthritis noticed milder flare-ups after we optimized her vitamin D levels. Her labs didn't just improve, her quality of life did as well. Now, from controlling rogue immune cells to controlling how normal cells grow, let's explore vitamin D's role in the fight against cancer. In your body, every cell is constantly making choices: grow, repair, or die when damaged. Vitamin D acts like a molecular coach, guiding cells toward healthy behavior. Put another way, in every cell, vitamin D acts as a guardian. It helps damaged cells self-destruct before turning cancerous. A study by Dr. Edward Giovannucci in the Journal of the National Cancer Institute linked higher vitamin D levels with lower risk of colorectal cancer. Later studies in British Medical Journal and PLOS Medicine supported similar findings for breast and prostate cancer. This amazing role of vitamin D is attributable to its ability to bind to receptors in the nucleus of cells, influencing over 200 genes involved in cell cycle regulation and apoptosis, that is, programmed cell death when things go wrong. Think of it as your body's built-in quality control. Without enough vitamin D, abnormal cells can slip through the cracks. Okay, let's turn from the microscopic world inside cells to the very air you breathe, your lungs. When vitamin D levels drop, respiratory infections rise. In a study in British Medical Journal, Martino et al. Found that vitamin D supplementation reduced the risk of acute respiratory infections, especially in those who were deficient to begin with. That finding echoed across the COVID-19 pandemic, where low vitamin D was linked to worse outcomes in multiple studies. Mechanistically, vitamin D stimulates antimicrobial peptides in your lungs, tiny proteins that destroy viruses and bacteria before they take hold. Let me share a story that drives this point home. One of my patients who suffered from recurrent bronchitis used to be hospitalized every winter. After we optimized her vitamin D levels and encouraged regular sunlight walks, she went 3 consecutive years without a single episode. Coincidence? Or sunlight's silent protection in action? But the most fascinating chapter lies in the brain, where vitamin D might influence memory, focus, and even the risk of degenerative disease. Your brain has its own vitamin D receptors, tiny locks waiting for sunlight's key. Now, low levels of vitamin D have been associated with Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, and cognitive decline. An eye-opening study in Neurology Journal found that older adults with severe deficiency were twice as likely to develop dementia over the next 5 years. Guess what? Vitamin D reduces neuroinflammation, supports neurotransmitter production like serotonin and dopamine, and enhances neuronal growth. I still remember one of my patients, a retired engineer who once smiled and said, "Doc, ever since I started getting outside every day and taking my vitamin D, my mind feels sharper and clearer than it has in years." It was one of those moments that truly warms your heart as a physician. That's not just a placebo effect, it's brain biology at work. So we've seen how this one nutrient touches every corner of the body. Now let's step into the doctor's corner for practical, science-based tips you can apply today. As a physician, here's what I recommend to my patients and viewers. First, get tested. Ask for a 25-hydroxy vitamin D blood test. Optimal range is 30 to 50 nanogram milliliter for most adults. Second, embrace safe sunlight. About 10 to 20 minutes of mid-morning or late afternoon sun on arms and legs several times per week can generate up to 10,000 IU of vitamin D naturally. Third, choose food sources. Fatty fish, salmon, mackerel, sardines, egg yolks, and fortified milk add steady support. Fourth, supplement wisely. For those living in northern latitudes or indoors, 1,000 to 2,000 IU daily is typical. Always verify with your doctor. Fifth, remember balance. More isn't better. Excess vitamin D can raise calcium too high and strain the kidneys. Now, if you ever feel low on vitamin D, don't just reach for a supplement. Reach out to your doctor first. Your health deserves a plan, not a guess. Health isn't about fear of deficiency. It's about understanding how your body thrives when nature and science work together. Clearly, vitamin D is more than a vitamin. It is a signal from sunlight that tells your body how to heal, defend, and renew itself. From your bones to your brain, this one nutrient weaves through every system. If you found this video helpful, hit the like button, share it with someone who could benefit, and subscribe for more science-based health insights each week. And if you missed part 1, watch it next to see how vitamin D shapes your metabolism, heart, and mood. See you in the next video.